Okay, so this is the next video in the cold market lead recruiting platform, and this is where I am going to get into a little bit more of the process and the how-to behind the scenes um, of the step-by-step formula. I mean, this is really a simple process, and if you follow it, you're going to have success. It's just the bottom line. So, um, really, there's only three things that can happen when you make this initial phone call to the prospect that's already in your Prospect by Legal Shield account. So, number one, you're going to call them and they don't answer the phone. All right, that's going to happen more often than it doesn't. So, you're going to leave those people a message and you're going to send them an email yourself. The next thing that could happen is that you're going to call them and they're just flat out not interested. Okay, no problem. And then the last thing that's going to happen is that you're going to call them, you're going to go through the script, and they're going to say, "Okay, that's interesting. That's something I'd like to know about." So let's tackle each one of these head on with a follow up process for each one of them. So number one, I call the prospect, and they don't answer the phone. So I'm just going to leave a message, and the message I'm going to leave is exactly the voicemail script that's in the package that your trainer sent you as you're watching these videos. So you're going to leave the voicemail. It's, I don't know, 45 seconds roughly, and you're gonna hang up. And then when you're done with the voicemail, then you're going to take the templated email that you have in the kit that your trainer sent to you, and you're just going to, basically copy and paste that email and send it to the person that you just left a message for. And what's really cool about the email is that it's got a link inside of it that it says, "Hey, you know what? Click here for more information. I'll send you some info." And once they click that, it brings them to your capture page within Prospect by Legal Shield, and they have to fill out their information, email address, name, phone number, all that stuff. And what'll happen is, when they do that, you'll get notified that, John Smith, just filled out this form, and, this is what we're sending them. So they opt themselves in. It's really cool. So you can be leaving voicemails to people and sending them emails, and they may not even call you. They might just go right to the email and click on that link. It brings them to your capture page. They fill out their info, and boom, they show up as an opted in contact within your system. All right. And then finally, you're going to call them and you're going to go through the script, and they are going to be interested. So I want to talk about that real quick, because what I'm always trying to do when I'm speaking to a person that answers the phone, and I'm kind of going through it with them. And remember, you're going to practice this with your coach. You're going to listen to live dial training sessions. You're going to have recorded trainings that you can listen to about the script and the words and the flow of it. So again, these videos are not about the how-tos in that capacity. You're going to have that with your coach and with the live training calls and the recorded training calls that we are hosting that we're going to send to you, so you can get all that info. But what I'm trying to do is I want to have an appointment with that person right on the spot. I want to opt them in right on the spot because I want the system to start sending them information. But more importantly is if I get them on the phone right now, I can ask them for 5 minutes of their time, because the first auto generated email that goes to them in the opportunity campaign is the Tap into the New Economy video, which kind of does a good job backing up everything that we're saying in the script in the first place. So it's a really good segue. So when I'm on the phone with them and I go through the script and I get to that last section of it, I would say, "Hey, Bob, listen, since I have you on the phone, do you have 5 minutes? If I just sent this to you right now, are you in a place where you can watch it right now? I'll stay on the line with you in the background, and then we can talk about it." And this works more often than it doesn't, and they might be able to watch it right then and there while you're on the phone with them. All right. So the name of the game here is just getting people interested enough to click the links that we're sending them. And still, in a best case scenario, you know, well, I shouldn't say best case, but 50% of the people that say they're going to look will. If you can be in a position where you can kind of hold your feet to the fire a little bit and get them to opt in while you're on the phone with them, then you're just going to increase your ratio, which is fantastic. And you'll learn strategies for that as we go forward in our training, especially the live calls that we're going to host. But ultimately, that's what we're trying to do. We want them to opt in right then and there, if at all possible. And if not, all I'm doing is I'm setting the next appointment. So I say, Bob, do you have 5 minutes right now? No, I can't, CJ. I'm at work right now. Okay, fine. I'll tell you what. I'm going to send you this video. It's 5 minutes. When do you think you're going to take a look at it for sure? And then they'll tell me. And then I'll just say, okay, great. So if I followed up with you on Thursday, 2 o'clock, you'll have watched it for sure? You think that'll be a good time for me to follow up with you to get some feedback? Yeah, CJ, that sounds good. Great. I'll follow up with you Thursday at 2, Bob. I'm looking forward to your feedback. Be on the lookout for that email. Take care. And then you just hang up, you pick it up, you talk it up, you hang it up, you opt them into the opportunity campaign, and you're on to the next call. By the way, the beauty of this is that you're scheduling the follow up at a time that's convenient for you. Like many of us, we all work, we have full time jobs. So we're using Legal Shield as another income stream to possibly free us from those jobs one day in the future. So everybody's busy. I know I'm busy. So I'm just always looking at my calendar like, when can I make the follow-up call? Because if you let them dictate to you when to call them, then you'll never be able to do it, because who knows if your calendars will ever jive. So it's up to you to set the stage. It's your bat, it's your ball game. This is your show. All right? My prospect says they're going to watch it on Wednesday. Well, I'm unavailable on Wednesday. I'm saying, hey, so when I follow up with you Thursday at 2 o'clock, would that be okay? You'll have watched it for sure? Yes, CJ, that sounds good. Great. I'll follow up with you then. So now I'm just setting the calls in my calendar to follow up with them. Listen, here's the other thing. Doesn't mean they're going to answer the phone. Who cares? I used to not set these follow-up times because I got tired of people saying for me to call them at a certain time. They never answer the phone anyway. So I said, well, why should I bother doing it then? They don't answer the phone. And then our CEO of the company had a great response to that exact question. He said, it's not about the people that don't answer the phone. What we're doing is we're setting the stage for the people that do honor their commitment, that do answer the phone, because those are the people we're looking for. So the ones that answer the phone at the time that you say you're going to call them, they're treating it like an appointment just like you. So therefore, they're looking at you as a professional. You're a professional keeping your word. So that's who we're looking for. Get it? So this business is all about finding the people, the small amount of people that are willing to follow a process, while we keep the process simple for everybody else and we don't waste all of our time while doing it. I hope that makes sense. So those are the three outcomes that can happen. You leave a voicemail, you actually speak with them, and you either try and get their 5 minutes right then and there to opt them into the campaign right on the spot, or you just simply set a time that you're going to follow up with them that's both agreed upon between you and them, that you follow up, and then you just opt them, you just send them the campaign, and then you just simply follow up with them when you say you're going to follow up. Excuse me. And then obviously you're going to talk to a person and they say that they're just not interested. Honestly, with thousands of people to call on a regular basis, like, I'm not really even going to try and convince you. I'm saying, well, that's a shame. So just figured we'd reach out to you. Good luck to you. Goodbye. I mean, I'm not in the business of trying to convince people. I'm only looking for people that are looking. And I even say, we say that in the script. Like, we're only looking for people that are looking. If after you watch this you don't feel it's a fit, just let us know. I promise you, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you tell me no. It's quite okay. We're only looking for people that are looking. We've been around for 4.5 decades. God willing, we'll be around another 4.5 decades. This is happening with or without you. I'm giving you an opportunity to participate in what's happening all around you. If it's not you, it'll be somebody else. So remember, this is a business that needs people, but it doesn't need any specific person. If you are talking to people, and you will be talking to them, I'm going to highly encourage you to not get attached to the person that you're speaking to. In our minds, we know that this person's going to be an awesome fit, and this person can do great because of their background. We had such a great conversation, and we connected, and yada, yada, yada. I'm telling you, don't do that. Don't get yourself so emotionally invested in the people that you're speaking to, because I promise you, the ones that you swear would knock the snot out of this thing will never even click the opt-in link, and it's going to discourage you. And then it's the people that you would never think that would have ever done anything with this. They're the ones that are clicking the links and recruiting themselves. So I'm just giving you 6 years of my experience. Do not attach any emotion to any outcome with any specific person here. Okay? You're going to drive yourself crazy. This is an even playing field. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. I don't care what your background is. The numbers are the numbers are the numbers. I'm looking for people that are looking. I don't care who you are. I'm looking for people that are going to follow a process that are coachable and trainable. That's the mindset. That's the mindset that you have to be in. Okay? All right. So we talked about leaving the message, the email that you'll send the person, that after you leave them the message. We talked about people that aren't interested, and we talked about people that you actually speak to. So now you're following up with that prospect that told you that you both agreed that Thursday at 2 o'clock would be a good time for you to follow up with them about the initial information that they've reviewed. Now remember, what the system sent them was only a 5-minute video. Okay? The truth is, by the time you reconnect with them, they may have reviewed some more information since then, because the system kicks out a couple of messages maybe by the time that you get in touch with them. So when I follow up with them, only a couple things can happen here. They're either not going to answer, or they are going to answer and they're not interested, or they answer and they are interested. See, it's the same exact thing as the first time you called them. It's the same 3 outcomes. Okay? When I'm following up with you on Thursday at 2 o'clock, because that's what we both agreed on, and you don't answer the phone, I put you into a 4 to 5 time follow-up process before I basically move you to a can't get in touch with you file. Okay? We all know that the majority of sales happen after the 4th contact. What's really good is that Prospect by Legal Shield is our automatic follow-up process. Our system will continue to send information spread out incrementally over time. So that's good. That's always running in the background. But we should be really good at having our own proactive follow-up with the people that said to call them, because that's what we're just acting on what we said we were going to do. We're acting like professionals here. If you tell me to call you at 2 o'clock on Thursday, I'm going to call you on 2 o'clock on Thursday. There's nothing weird about that. So I follow up with you Thursday at 2 o'clock and you don't answer the phone. No problem. My message is something like, it's light. It's like completely letting you off the hook. It's simply, oh, okay, well, hey, we both agreed I'd call you today at 2 o'clock. That's what I'm doing. I was hoping to get some feedback from you. I guess you're busy. Hey, call me when you get a chance. I'd sure love to get some feedback from you. Okay, move on. And then you move on. What you do is you push that person out maybe a day or two. Okay? Push them out a day or two. All right? And here's the other thing. You got to be good. You have to have some sort of follow-up process. Like, my follow-up process is my follow-up process. Like, I use a calendar. Prospect by Legal Shield now in the app on the phone has a way that you can schedule an activity which will sync with your calendar, so you can actually schedule it right from your phone. Okay, left message, and then it'll push them out 2 days. It'll push them out in the calendar. So maybe you're just old school and you just want to have a note card, or you have a pad and pen. You just write down your notes. It doesn't matter. Tickle file, whatever. Have a follow-up process. What's the follow-up process that works? I don't know. It's the one that you're going to stick with and do. So just have a follow-up process. Be organized with your business. This is a multi-million-dollar business that you're running here. Treat it that way. So you follow up with them 2 days later and they don't answer again. Hey, it's CJ. I'm following up with you. I left you a message a few days ago. Hey, when we spoke, you said you were interested in reviewing some information, so I just want to get some feedback from you. Okay? Hey, I certainly hope to hear from you. I'll talk to you soon. Call me. Okay. That had a little bit more of a tone to it, but still, like, keeping it light. All right? I push him out 2 days later. 2 days later, I call you again. I'll leave you another voicemail. Okay? This is my 3rd call now. Hey, Bob, I'm following up with you like you said. Seems like you're really busy. Hey, like I told you from the beginning, we're not going to be a fit for everybody. If for whatever reason you don't feel that this is going to be a fit for you, just let me know. But again, I'm really curious to get some feedback from you based on the information that you agreed that you would review. So, call me. And then I'll push you out maybe 3 or 4 days later. And I'm keeping notes on my conversations the entire time in this process. So keep notes on every single time you call somebody because that's going to help you jog your memory. And you'll be able to go into that and use it to, like when you find out that their grandkid was sick, which is why they didn't call you back. You want to use that when you call them again. Hey, how's your grandson? He was sick the last time. Is he feeling better? See, that's why we do that stuff. Okay. So finally, on my fourth call, and you don't answer the phone, now I'm gonna take the opportunity away from you, but I'm gonna leave it open with a door stopper. All right. So never get angry at your prospect, but you want to have a position of strength now, and you want to take it away from them, take the opportunity away, but leave the door open with a door stopper. Here's what I mean by that. Hey Bob, you know what? This is like my fourth time I'm calling you. You said that you wanted the information. You were excited to learn about it. Hey, look, I guess life really got in the way. I guess timing at this point is just not the right time for you, and that's okay. I recognize that. Most people I speak to are the right people, but timing is just off. And I'll tell you what, I'm really busy working with people getting started in the business, as well as people returning my calls from the messages I'm leaving and getting their questions answered. So I'm really busy working with people, getting their questions answered and getting them started. I'll tell you what, I'm going to just leave the ball in your court to get back to me at a time that's convenient for you. So I'll continue to send you some information from time to time, and if I can, maybe a couple months from now, I'll try and give you a call. All right, but I'll tell you what, the door's always open. If you want to reach out to me, by all means, don't hesitate to do so. The door is always open for you when and if you feel that the time is right. I'll continue to send you some information from time to time. And, if I don't hear from you, I'll try and give you a call maybe next quarter sometime. All right, Bob, I certainly hope to hear from you in the future. See you later. And then you just keep it moving at this point. So that's how I handle people that don't answer the phone. What'll happen is you'll get people that will answer the phone. They'll give you the reason why they didn't look. You're gonna reset the line with them. Okay, so if I follow up with you Friday at 3 o'clock, you'll watch it for sure by then. Yeah, I'll watch it for sure by then. Great, no problem. I'll just call you then. And then you keep it moving. So, you might call people and they'll answer and then you reset the line. You might call them again when they tell you to call them after they answer the first time, but then they didn't look at it or then they didn't answer the phone. So you've got to have some sort of process that you're following just to leave messages with people, and you got to kind of know where you're at with each individual person, which is why leaving notes is important. But standard rule of thumb, if 4 times I call you and leave you a voicemail, all right, and I don't get anywhere with you, I'm going to just assume you're not interested, but I'm not going to tell them that. I'm just going to assume that life just got in the way, and I'll let them get back to me. And quite frankly, I'm so busy, like I'm probably not going to call them. I'm going to be so busy talking to people that are interested that, I'll let them call me when the right email hits them at the right time. Okay? So that's how we handle that. When we handle the people that we call them back and they're just not interested, I'm really not going to try and convince you otherwise. Like, there's plenty of fish out there. I'm not going to convince you that this is a great opportunity. If you watch the information and it just doesn't turn your key of interest, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to try and convince these people that this is a great opportunity if it doesn't resonate with them. I'm going to say the same thing to them. Hey, you know what? I understand you're not interested. That's cool. Like I said from the beginning, we're not going to be a fit for everybody. I'll tell you what, how about I just continue to send you some information from time to time. You never know. You might know somebody that this can help. You might know somebody that's looking for an opportunity. Heck, who knows? Maybe your situation will change at some point, and maybe you'll want to revisit this. Would that be okay if I continue to send you some info? 9 times out of 10, they're always going to say yes. They just want to get off the phone. So, and we're going to do what we say we're going to do because Prospect by Legal Shield is going to send it to them anyway. So it's perfect. It's a perfect follow-up system. Finally, the person that I follow up with that is interested, I get on the phone with them. I say, hey, Bob, it's CJ calling you like I said I would. Hey, what'd you like best about the information that you reviewed? He's going to say, well, I like the compensation. I like the fact that I could work from home. I have some questions, this, that. How do we do it? How does it work? How much does it cost to get started? Yada, yada. Hey, great, Bob, you know what? I'm happy that you see value in this. It sounds like you've got some great questions. I'd sure love to get those questions answered. I'll tell you what. Our next step would be for me to just show you an entire presentation so you can get all your questions answered. Every question that you have right now can be answered in a 30-minute presentation that I can send to you. And then after that, then we could chat and I could get all of your remaining questions answered and we could just kind of take it from there. How does that sound? If I emailed you that full presentation, would you take a look at it and then give me some feedback? See what I did there? It's the exact same thing as I'm doing with the first time I made the call to them, asking them if they would be open to reviewing some information. I'm setting a time that's convenient for them to watch a full presentation, and then I'm just recasting the line with them, and I'm scheduling an appointment to follow up with them. Here's the difference. I'm going to send them manually a presentation. It's either going to be the Get Paid Daily from the resources, or it's going to be one of our team's organizational webinars that we've done. And we've got a few different versions of it. What I have found is that it truly doesn't matter what you send them. As long as you send them a full presentation, it's going to answer all their questions anyway. It talks about everything, about the product, about the opportunity, about the compensation, how to do the business. It talks about Prospect by Legal Shield. It talks about the upfront investments. All that stuff's answered in the presentation. All we need to do is send it to them. And then when you schedule the follow-up with them, you're going to send them whatever it is that you and your coach have decided that you're going to send them. All right? You get off the phone with them, you send them that presentation, and then you reach out to your coach and say, hey, listen, I need a three-way call at this time on this date because I've got somebody that's going to watch the full presentation. And now your coach is on call for you to be able to be available so that when you follow up with your prospect, they'll be on the phone with you to help you close that up. All right. And again, we do the three-way call because it paints a picture of duplication to the person that we're presenting this to. So I hope that you got some value out of this process when you're making those phone calls. The final video I'm going to send to you is going to be after the presentation and you follow up with them and then getting your coach involved in the three-way call to really close the deal and see where it goes from here. So with that, I hope you got some value. I'll see you in the next training call. And remember, the best is yet to come. Take care.